Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lock Pod. We are Indiana's most dangerous podcast.
Spit on my
Sorry, I was talking to Jill.
Yep. Season 9, Episode 3. We got a couple things coming on the show today. We got Mayor Bill Carroll from Lake Station is going to be our guest after the second set of ads. We are also going to drop Wednesday Festival of the Lakes.
Yeah.
After the first break. And I already blew it on the last show. Hold it. Didn't I say that?
No. You did it somewhere else.
I said it publicly.
Yeah, you said it at the council meeting.
I said it at the council meeting. So if you're watching the council meeting and you already heard who our Wednesday act is,
Don't go watch it now and then bust us on chat. You
I
can't
blew
do
it
that.
when I announced them early and was properly chastised when I walked off the stage. So
This one is Conway Twitty's brother, right?
yeah.
Yes, exactly. Craig Twitty or
Welcome
whatever that
back to
guy's name
season
was.
9, Jill.
Hi.
Jill.
Season 9 premiere is Jill.
Yeah, I'm back, bitches.
She missed the weed episode, and then this is
Yeah.
the first Friday.
Season 9 or episode 3.
Yeah. Here we are, back in business.
We've got a lot to talk about today. There's Mayor had a really interesting week. We're going to get into that. Looking forward to, so John, get the banjo ready for Mayor Time
Mayor Time on the Road. Yeah.
City of Hammond was the subject of a pretty extensive article from ProPublica. We're going to talk about that. And, of course, we're going to have Mayor Bill Carroll on.
ProPublica, I wasn't even very much aware of. I mean, I knew that when they did articles, it was like exposés.
Mm-hmm.
I read it when it's applicable. And I've read a couple, but it's the first time ProPublica has done an in-depth interview on the city of Hammond while I've been mayor.
Yeah, and it actually was kind of cool to have the reporter was in town. Their
Nice guy.
Their video, Trofer, and really phenomenal article.
I was interviewed for this, Kevin, 3 months ago, if not more.
Just to go to show you how much research goes into the article, right?
3 months probably. And then it's so long ago I forgot about it. How about that? And then somebody told me this article came out and I read it and I read a quote from me. I'm like, where did they get this quote?
I like that quote. Who
I
said
know,
that?
It sounds like me. It sounds like something I'd say. And then I was like, damn, I remember this. This was months ago.
There was
I
a
got
good one in
interviewed.
there.
Yeah.
So
I
we're
wish we had a
gonna get
list
into
of
that.
like all the random publications that we've ended up in.
A lot.
Oh, there's many.
TMZ,
Let's see.
BBC.
Yeah, BBC, because we were all over the world with
Yeah, we were. The
Chief
hologram.
Keef,
That's
Yeah.
right. Oh, that was like
Rolling Stone.
that was when Steve got
Rolling
interviewed
Stone?
by the BBC.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got interviewed by BBC.
Oh, then maybe Steve was Rolling Stone. I can't remember. It was crazy
the
though.
BBC.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
I was in New York taking phone calls
Yes,
from like everywhere.
yes.
Yeah,
You were in New York.
yeah. Wait, was Steve lawyering that day?
Steve was.
He
Yeah.
was-
well,
he was-
I left
he was
town the
the
next
Port
morning.
Authority
Yeah,
attorney
he was
that
Port
day?
Authority. Yes.
What a day
yes.
to take over, huh?
Yep.
The
Yep.
freaking shit. hit
Kevin
the
ran
fan that
away.
day.
I was on a flight the next day. I was there the night of though.
Well, while we're talking about it, we're acting like people know what we're talking
yeah,
about.
go for it.
So we had a concert situation where the promoter wasn't being honest with us about who was going to headline a rap show that day.
Mhm.
There was like multiple bands that day, and there was a rumor out there that an artist from Chicago named Chief Keef was going to headline.
Even crazier was they said, "Oh no, it's Chance the Rapper." Because remember you called Chase, and you were like, "Chase, it's going to be Chance the Rapper. You got to head out there."
Right. This is way before. Chance
Way
was big.
way before he was famous.
Yeah, this was when he was up and coming.
Yes.
Right, and you
Yes.
heard about Chance the Rapper, but so like we called the promoter and we were like, hey, because Chief Keef, the thing is, at the time he was followed widely by a lot of Chicago gangs, and it was like gang music, so to speak, and he really like glamorized the gang lifestyle. And we're right next to the south side of Chicago, which is where he's from, and we're like, dude, if this guy plays a concert in our city, there could be a dangerous situation.
I thought there was also an issue that either he had an active warrant for his arrest out.
There
or
was.
Right.
In
something
Indiana?
Like that I don't know. Or maybe he had just got out of jail and
It's
bonded out. It was something.
He couldn't go over state lines.
Something like that. There was something
So,
going on. So they were going to.
There was
Go
a
ahead,
threat.
yeah.
So basically, we were because the promoter wasn't being honest, and you got to have transparency when you're working together. So we're like, hey, listen, we're not into Chief Keef. This is not going to happen. There's multiple acts. If Chief Keef is one of them, we're going to pull the plug. And the promoter's like, Chief Keef is not one of them. Don't worry about it. I got this guy, Chance the Rapper. He's going to play. And we're like, holy crap, that's awesome. Chance the Rapper. So we start calling our friends and our family like, hey, Chance the Rapper is going to headline the show tonight, right? But like the promoter's like, Chief Keef will not be there. I promise you, Chief Keef will not be there. We don't want to, take a chance on any violence at the show. And the show went great. I was in New York, and after I talked to the developer, the promoter, I reached out to the cop in charge that day. I remember the police officer, and I
did
said,
too.
Pat, I said, I talked to the promoter. Everything's going to be cool. If Chief Keef does come on, pull the plug. And I'm on vacation in New York when this happens, right? So I hang up the phone basically, and I check out, resolved situation, right? and then I wake up the next day.
Well, hold on. Let me give you a little window into my world. So Phil and I are at Dave Westland and Nicole Bennett's wedding across the street. And John was there too.
I forgot about that.
At their wedding across the street at Lost Marsh. Right. And one of the things we noticed during and Dave and Nicole were being total sports about this, right? It's their wedding reception.
And they're screaming the F word out.
And there's some rap music that happens to be coming across the way.
And you could totally hear every word.
On the balcony,
because the Lost Marsh and the venue are set up. They're far away from each other, but they point at each other.
Yeah.
So you can literally hear every word on the stage.
And
you're a half a mile away.
Exactly. It's a beautiful night. It's the end of July, I think. And
the wind was blowing the right way.
The wind was blowing the right way, and you could hear it. But
it was a windy night, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. A windy, beautiful night to get married. So, but Dave and Nicole were total sports about it. They didn't let it ruin their night. And
do you, Dave, take Nicole? F you! It's like screaming from the stage in the middle of their wedding.
So we got called over by the officer in charge, and I still have that picture on my phone, and it was all about this, like, there's going to be a hologram of Chief Keef.
Yeah.
So I'm out of the picture because I'm in New York, and now they're like lying to us. So they're like saying, yeah, Chief Keef's not going to be there, and Chance the Rapper wasn't going to be there.
Right.
So they had this hologram machine that was going to play Chief Keef hologram.
So he wasn't going to cross state lines, but he was going to be there like
right,
via hologram.
Which for us results in the same problems that we were worried about. All of his supporters coming over, and we were like very explicit. You can't just put on a secret show at our venue.
Right.
We have to have cops there. We have to have, and we have to be ready for whatever happens. Right. And if you're not being truthful with us, we can't adequately protect the public.
They had the venue reserve. She does all the reservations, right? Jill does.
Right.
So she knows.
We have updated our contract multiple times since then.
that time.
Right. So basically, the last conversation I have with anybody in Hammond before I went to sleep in New York was, if Chief Keef comes, pull the plug.
Yep.
And they tried calling me multiple times. I'm in New York, checked out,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And they're like, it's a hologram count. So they said, last thing the mayor said is, if Chief Keef comes out, pull the plug.
The plug was pulled.
They pulled the plug, man, right in the middle of the damn show. Pew! Like the whole stage goes down. Crowd's pissed. Everybody's pissed off, leaving. And then lawsuits threatened. But the crazy part of this is the fallout the next day. So I wake up, I literally had hundreds of messages on my phone, like from all over the world.
Yep.
From Europe, from Rolling Stone, from the Daily Mail, everything. It's like it was a huge story that mayor cancels Chief Keef concert.
And it was all this like First Amendment thing. I remember like a week later, I was in my car driving to Lost Marsh to go golfing, and I'm listening to XM, and I can't remember the dude's name, but he's like, there's this Nazi mayor in Hammond, Indiana. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
I've never been called a Nazi.
I was like, whoa.
Apparently you
crazy.
have.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware I was called a Nazi.
And there was all this like First Amendment, right?
I love
discussion.
rap, too.
I know.
I don't like Chief Keef.
But it was like
I
this
didn't even
First
know what
Amendment
Keef was
discussion.
back
Oh,
then.
you shouldn't be able to shut down an artist or an entertainer.
Right.
Yeah.
But like these people, these people that look at the First Amendment and say any Chief Keef should be able to play anywhere, anytime. What they don't realize is, if they put the public in danger, it's my job, it's the mayor's job to make sure that the public's not going to be put in danger and your city's not going to get,
Yep.
be the site of a
was
huge
something.
fight. It was a big deal.
So is Chief Keef the Wednesday night announcement?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That would be funny, right? We've come a long way since then, ladies and
Exactly.
gentlemen.
Well, that wasn't.
He is not.
That wasn't part of.
It's
the
a rap
script,
show.
but That was
though.
a good
How about
story.
that? It's a
Forgot
rap
about
show.
that.
I know.
Good.
That was a good story.
Yeah.
I had take your kids to work day yesterday in the office, and there was literally like, I don't know,
It was
50
like an
kids in my-
invasion.
It was like a hurricane
There
swept
we
through
go.
my office. And thankfully, I'm a candy guy. I had a whole bunch of Smartie suckers, and I was passing those suckers out like
Those
crazy.
kids having fun.
And then, Alex and Christy did my office up right. They put balloons everywhere. So, like, the kids came in, grabbed balloons, and just went crazy in my office. They were all over the damn place. It was like a freaking hurricane swept through my office.
I love it.
Yeah, but it was
Good
super
time, though.
fun. Yeah, and then they all came in, looked at I did pictures with them, impromptu, where I would dress one kid up as the fire chief and the other kid as the mayor. I had the mayor sash and then the mayor hat on one, and then the
219
fire
day.
chief on the other, and I was taking pictures with them.
Oh, that's great.
This is a little clip here.
Oh, look
Yes.
at
Do it, City Hall.
It's a balloon.
That's what we do for sure. You know how we do that? Because one of the people, this is the mayor's office, and one of
They
the
would not
groups of
listen.
people that work for the mayor is the police department. All the police officers have to come to this office when they get hired, and the police chief comes in here every week and has a meeting with the mayor. So So all the police officers work for the mayor's office. Good job. Who else works for the mayor? Who else works for the city? Yeah, honey. NASA knows. What's up? What's your name?
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just wanted to go see the fish. I bet that was a big hit, right?
The candy, the balloons, the big open space so they could run around, and then the fish were huge, you know. But
Yeah,
it was nice. I that was the biggest take your kids to work we've ever done.
That's fun.
It was really cool, actually. Did you guys do it at Smith Sursick?
We did not.
Really? That's interesting.
I mean, I don't even know how old the kids would be.
Smith Sursick, Allah, no fun.
No fun.
No fun.
Yeah, I don't even
No
know.
That would be a
holidays
good.
off.
No holidays off. Yeah. You enjoy taking MLK,
All work,
MLK
no
day
fun.
off, and Smith Sursick's not for you. If you got a good lawsuit, though, we'll work on MLK Day for it here
That's
at
right.
Smith Sursick, right?
No, there's a way
for
to
ya.
look at it.
That
yeah.
is there is a positive. If you've got a case, you want us to work on MLK Day? You want us to work on Good Friday?
You enjoy the holidays.
Smith Sursick.
We'll be working on your case. How about that?
I like that.
I like that. Yeah.
That's good.
Don't
That's a
worry
good way
about
to
your
turn it
case.
around.
Hey,
your
we're-
staff is like cursing you, but
We
you
haven't
enjoy
even
the
left at this
holidays.
point.
My staff will be working hard.
For you.
I will enjoy the holidays with you, but my staff will not.
Oh
All
boy.
right. I love your staff.
Yes.
Yeah,
They love you.
I know they do.
Tom
'Cause I
loves
fight for
Kevin's
them.
Especially
staff.
because you rip me
I
and
fight- I
Steve
fight
whenever
for
I
them.
get a chance. You do. You're like their union rep.
Yeah, I am like their union rep. Hey, by the way, guys, it was Kevin's quiet birthday this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
He caught up to me finally.
I did. That's that 6 weeks I enjoy.
I
when
never
I'm
want you
younger
to
than
pass me up.
Nah, I don't want. Well, yeah.
Wait a second. If you pass me up, I'm dead.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, personally,
don't
I
wanna
guess I
pass
want to
me-
pass you up, but I mean,
No, we
we
should
want
die
to
on
die
the
the
same
same
day.
day.
Like
Okay, like
Thomas Jefferson and
James
John
Madison
Adams.
or John
Adams, right? We'll like write each
July
other a letter.
4th,
They
yeah.
die on the same day.
Oh God.
What was John Adams' final words?
Ooh.
I
Is it something about Thomas
have a
Jefferson?
because
Smiling.
Kevin's gonna
I feel
fucking
like
Google
I've
something
this shit.
about
I feel
Thomas
like I've heard
Jefferson.
this before, but
Right.
I can't think of it.
See, with me, it'd be like, "I love you, Marissa." That'd be my final words, right?
Aw.
John Adams' final word was, "Thomas Jefferson lives."
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And then Abigail Adams is sitting there like, "Seriously, asshole! Fucking Thomas Jefferson's your last words," but he was already dead, right? And back then, when Abigail Adams dropped the F-bomb, that was very unusual. So
I didn't make the
that
news.
part's not in your Google, but it's true.
It's all
Believe me.
happened.
I'm a student of history.
So yes, I did have a quiet birthday. Thank you. And
So for the big 5-0, did you like do anything?
no, it was not the. I wish it was the
A
big
big
5-0.
big 5-4.
Big
my bad.
5-4. No,
You
I
got to
was
do
actually,
special things, right?
We had a busy day actually. I had to I was at City Hall a little bit. I had a deposition in the morning for 4 hours.
Nice working.
Got my favorite pizza, John's Pizza at night. That
Nice.
was my
Nice.
yeah. Mom and Dad came over. So
Wait, you missed the public hearing part too.
oh, and I went yes,
I
and we
did.
went to the public
What
hearing
a
for a little bit.
perfect birthday.
I scooted out a little early.
Good
though.
for you, man.
Yeah, it was a long one. I
That's
couldn't-
not a good birthday.
had to get out of there, but
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had that skin cancer test turn out.
What?
He did this on his birthday, dude.
No,
He's like, 54th birthday, gotta go to the doctor.
that's
Let me go to the Kevin cam here.
Yeah.
Your
That is
face
Hold
looks
on, hold
good.
on. Did you not go
Squirming.
get a skin cancer test this week? It had nothing to do with your birthday?
There was a skin cancer test taken on my face.
Really?
The chunk was
How'd it
taken
turn
out.
out? How'd it turn out?
Negative. Thank you.
Thank God.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
negative.
Thank
yeah,
God.
but well, I had this like.
How long was that set up? Because you're like a man that Kevin sets up at the beginning of the year. He sets up all of his haircuts through the whole year. He
That's
schedules
true.
them, right?
I do that too.
Are you serious?
Do you? I
Yeah.
do not. I'm
and my
fly
physical?
by the seat of my pants. But like
Well,
when
you could
Kevin,
just shave yours off if you had to, though.
yeah, it's true.
That is true.
But Kevin was like, I turned 54. Got to set up my doctor appointment, right?
No, I had this thing like something blew up in my face when I was skiing, and the doctor kept saying like, "Yeah, we'll give it a couple more weeks. Yeah, we'll give it another week, and then here's some antibiotics." And then finally said, "No, we're going to biopsy it just to check." And it was not skin cancer, thank God.
Thank
but
God.
I will say this: that experience was in the sense good because as part of that, for the first time ever in my life, they did a full like work over of like they check you out for skin like for skin cancer and stuff. So I would encourage that to anybody, no matter what your age, even especially if you're probably over 35 or 40 or fair skinned. Do it. Big shout out to Applegarth Dermatology in Valpo, not only because they had a great staff and great doctors, but also because I literally did not wait more than 5 minutes in the waiting room. So that's always a big thing. So I would encourage everybody to do that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do some ads, and then we're going to come back. We're going to do a Festival of the Lake announcement. We're announcing our final act, which is Wednesday night, July 12th. We're going to announce that as soon as we get back from ads. Then we're going to do some more in that segment. And then after our second set of ads, we have a repeat guest on our show. He was here a lot early on. First few seasons, he was a regular guest. Mayor Bill Carroll from Lake Station. He's our good buddy. He's running for re-election, and he's coming in the third segment. We're going to talk a little bit about his experience over the last 4 years being mayor of Lake Station and, you know, what it's like running for re-election. So we got a good show planned for you today, so stick with us. But like I said, when we come back, I know a lot of people like hearing the Festival of the Lake announcements. We are announcing Wednesday, July 12th for the second time when we get back. I already announced it once at the council meeting. So
The official announcement.
I'm very excited for this night.
You know what, Joe? I've noticed that young people are very psyched about this show.
I have been asking for this act
Yeah?
since the Donna Muta era, to
Awesome.
be honest with you.
Good.
You got your
I
wish.
count you in the younger generation for sure. When I
Oh,
talk to
that's
people,
nice.
it's true. Like, you're in your 30s, so...
I am not in my 30s.
Okay, I thought you were
Whoa.
in your 30s. That's good. I count you in
20s
your 30s.
then?
Oh, yeah, just keep working that way.
Yeah. You're 15.
Holy crap.
Holy crap.
I should be in
Right.
school right now.
But yeah, when I talk to young people, they're psyched about this show.
Young
And I
people
don't
and
know
Jill.
much about them. It's a
Yeah, young
multiple
people
person
plus
act.
me.
I don't know much about them personally, but I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, come back and you'll find out what we're talking about.
Ooh,
Let's
exciting.
let's go. Let's get some ads done. Are you facing legal challenges and you don't know where to turn? Who are you gonna call? Ku Klux Law. It's your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and in Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? If so, call Ku Klux Law. Do you need help forming your business? If so, call Ku Klux Law. Did you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Who are you going to call? Ku Klux Law. That's right. No matter what your legal issues is, Ku Klux Law. Call them at 219-671-6347 for a free consultation. Hablamos Español.
Misprint Printing specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing and sign solutions and metal business cards. Rick Baltinsberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years. They have 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster and in Hammond. Thank you, Misprint Printing.
Prestmer Insurance Company. The Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestmer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
Bug Guy Pest Control. Warmer temperatures mean unwanted guests, such as ants, spiders, wasps, mosquitoes, and more. Shut down their party before they get started. Comprehensive pest plan from the Bug Guy will help you enjoy the great outdoors as well as the indoors all summer long. To solve your pest problem or start a preventative plan, call the Bug Guy today and tell them, and tell the pest he's on his way. Call Brian at 219-810-7481, the Bug Guy Pest Control.
All right, here we are.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you to our sponsors. Please take care of our sponsors. Don't forget to rate and subscribe our show. Don't forget to follow us. A lot of people tell me that when we go live that it doesn't give them notifications anymore. I don't know if you have to renew that.
Wow.
But yeah, if you're not getting notified when we go live, maybe you should follow us. And
John, do you
make
know
sure
why that
turn
would
on
be?
notifications.
Yeah. If you're on YouTube, click the bell. That'll notify you. And I think Facebook has a similar feature. So
All right.
go to our page and make sure you have that.
That way, when you're
notification
scrolling
on.
and we come on and you forget it's Tuesday or Friday, it'll automatically pop up on your screen.
And you'll feel like, oh my gosh, how
Yeah.
exciting.
It's good
I want
for
to
us,
hear
too.
the locomotive.
Twitter
good.
as well.
Yeah, man.
Twitter too.
Screw Twitter.
It's-
I'm still banned.
yeah,
I've been in jail, Twitter jail, for over a month now. I don't think I'm getting out. It's like Brittany Griner in Russia. That's what.
You know what?
we
Just
do
like
right
Brittany Griner, we're gonna get you
now.
out.
I'm Brittany Griner
We're
in
gonna
Russia.
get you out.
Did
With
you
my-
see
with
that she announced that she's not going to play overseas?
Yeah.
anymore?
Yeah.
Except
No
the
shit.
Olympics.
Yeah, right.
Except the
Yeah.
Olympics, she said.
What are you going to find, Kevin? The biggest arms dealer and like give it to Elon to get Tom
Yes,
out
exactly.
right.
And
I know.
be like, Elon, it's this.
of,
Either you make Mayor Tom's account active again, or you're gonna have trouble.
He's already ruined a $40 billion acquisition. I don't think he's too worried about my 11,000 followers. All All right, here we go. I know you guys have been waiting. So we're talking about Wednesday, July 12th. We've already announced Thursday's act, which is Brothers Osborne. We've already announced Friday's act, which is Stone Temple Pilots. We've already announced Saturday's act, which is Lil Wayne. And we've already announced Sunday's act, which is El Flaco.
Can I say one thing about Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Just make sure that, as you know, the Gold Section tickets are on sale, and they are selling. So
Extremely well.
Extremely well. So seriously, if you're interested in getting in that section, at some point it's going to close. I don't know whenever the mayor tells us that's enough, but it's going to close, and so you want to make sure to get your tickets. So go to festivalakes.com if you are interested in Lil Wayne. And any show, any of these shows. They're all selling. Lil Wayne obviously is selling significantly high at this point, so please get your tickets at festivalakes.com.
There's going to be...
The experience tickets on the other days are available.
On Saturday's show for Lil Wayne, there's going to be 15,000 people there. That's it.
Yep.
So if 15,000 people buy their tickets, there's going to be 0 free tickets. So doing your own math, and we are selling tickets right now.
Yes,
because people don't want to take a chance on missing that. But Wednesday is going to get the festival started off on the right note. We got 2 famous acts to play on the same night, actually, and like I said, this appeals a lot to the younger crowd. I'm not aware of these 2 very much, which is sort of embarrassing to say, but if you know duet hits like this, like Always on Time. How about Mesmerized? These duet hits, this starts to give away who I'm talking about. They also have a lot of their own hits. This duo is headlining Wednesday at the Festival of the Lakes. Ashanti and Ja Rule will kick off this year's Festival of the Lakes on Wednesday, July 12th. You could do the VIP experience, which will get you right next to the stage. You go to festivaloflakes.com for those VIP experience tickets. And obviously, this is a free show for those that don't want to buy VIP experience tickets. The only thing you'll do is pay to park your car. And if you Uber there, if you ride a bike or something like that, it's completely free for you that day. VIP experience does get you better access to the show, get you better access to drinks, get you better access to clean bathrooms. It's a lot nicer experience, in my opinion, at the VIP experience. So we have our entire lineup set. We're working on our opening acts now. I think this is a great lineup, and it starts on Wednesday with this duo.
Yeah, you can go right
and Ja Rule.
You can go right now for Ja Rule and Ashanti tickets VIP experience passes at festivaloflakes.com. They're on sale right.
Tell me, Joe, why do you like these 2?
Oh, she's got a ton of hits.
Yeah,
I mean, he's good. He was in was he in the Rough Riders, or he was in another rap group? So he's got some songs, but she's got a ton of hits that I think you're gonna know.
And Ja Rule's famous for being in that video,
that documentary
about the Fire Festival. He was one of the headline acts that was supposed to play at the Fire Fest.
Ja Rule.
Yeah, and a lot of people were buying tickets to see him, and I'm sure he wanted to play there, as everything turned out very, very unfortunately. But Ja Rule was one of the main acts that was supposed to play that festival, so he's a big-time guy. Ashanti's beautiful and great, and it's going to be a great night.
And I heard that they're kind of do some R&B stuff, which is kind of cool, right?
I would say... this is less of a rap night and more of an R&B.
Yeah, so a lot of people I know Tanisha was pumped about this show. So
when I talk to young people about this, like Jill, like Megan, people that in that genre, in that generation, they're psyched about this show. Yeah, and I don't know much about it, but I'm psyched because they're psyched.
I mean, I'll tell you that my high school players, we have Ashanti songs on our warm up. So the younger kids, know
there you go.
Too, yeah,
really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. So she's bigger. Do you think she's the bigger of the 2?
I would say so.
And then they did one EP together as a duo?
I don't even know if they put an EP out together. They were just on a couple songs with each other.
Yeah? Yeah. I'm going to have to download some music.
And her boyfriend is Nelly.
Allegedly.
I found out.
Oh. They may be back together.
Oh, I thought these two were a thing. Because they look cute together.
And you've had Nelly.
I don't think Nelly would be cool with that, though.
No.
I did. That would be cool if Nelly came along.
Just showed up.
Let's just put that rumor out there. With special guest? Question mark?
Special guest? Question mark.
Maybe.
Maybe Nelly's there.
Maybe he's not.
I'm just going to start dropping Nelly a lot when I talk about this. And Nelly,
Ashanti and Nelly, they may be back together.
They travel a lot, I could tell you. Which is true. They do travel a lot, I'm sure, if they're a couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just say, Ashanti and Ja Rule are playing. Ashanti's boyfriend, Nelly.
Maybe boyfriend.
Maybe boyfriend, but they do
boyfriend.
travel a lot together. I'm just saying, I'd get that VIP experience. You can see them all.
Festivaloflakes.com.
All right, man. Our
That's
lineup
exciting.
is set.
Boom.
I'm excited. So, anyway, let's move on. Kevin
Banjo,
wants to hear
please.
some banjo.
I missed that. I missed that banjo. I was
That
gonna
was a
start
regular.
clapping.
That was a regular feature when I was running for
Like
USA.
every episode.
not
of
anymore.
Of
You will
season
not hear that on Wednesday
7 or
at the
8.
fest.
Yeah, right. Really?
No banjo.
We should just have somebody go out there and crank it out because that's a really good song. John found the best banjo. Is that you that found that, or is that Kyle?
Yeah, I think we went through a couple.
We
iterations.
we
Yeah,
have a
that
couple
was-
banjos on there. Don't we have
That
another
was
one?
funny.
I deleted it.
Oh, you.
Hey, you
make
know
the cut.
the timing
We have
of this.
standards.
Yeah,
Banjo
the
standards.
timing of this couldn't be better. What you're about to talk about. Mayor Bill Carroll just put in the chat, stuck at a train that is stopped.
Oh man, that's great.
Crawl through it.
That
And
is
here we
great.
go.
Where could that train be if he's coming
Yeah.
from Lake Station?
Maybe he went through Hessville.
He must have taken Ridge Road or something, right?
Yep.
He's in Gary. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find out his track for getting here. So anyway, I had honestly Wednesday of this week was one of those days where nobody wanted to be the mayor. It was one of those. I always say being mayor is a great job. It's an awesome job, except for when it isn't. And on Wednesday, it was not. It was the job that nobody wanted that day. I had literally beginning to end. I was basically getting bitched at all day long, and started off in the morning talking to a developer that was upset. I'm not going to get into details, but I had basically a 90-minute meeting with a developer that is extremely upset with me because of my team. He feels that my team let him down, and he's not happy with me. And it's my job to hear him out, obviously, and to try to fix the problems that this person is experiencing. But I could tell you, for 90 minutes, there was mostly talk coming at me, and it was not pleasant. So
Yeah.
that's how I started my day off. And then, of course, the saying shit rolls downhill. I walked out of there and immediately set up a meeting with my staff to continue the downhill trend.
Yes,
So-
that meeting was set pretty quickly, and I think that Tom was being, when he called me and talked about it, he knew it was my birthday, so he was like trying not
I
to.
almost rescheduled the meeting.
He was trying not to like lay into what was going on
I was
with me
like,
too
"Dude, I'm
much.
gonna
He was
ruin
like,
this freaking guy's birthday, man.
he was, because I know Tom.
I
And he
almost
was
bounced
like
it by one
so.
day.
He was so calm when he called me, and I was like, he's being nice because it's
Because
my
literally,
birthday.
like, at first I set it up pissed off. I'm like, I want all these people there. And then I was like, holy shit, today's Kevin's birthday. And I'm like, I can't rip.
See, I knew you were
can't rip
thinking-
everybody's ass on Kevin's birthday.
I knew
That'd
you
be
were
so
thinking
bad.
that.
You're
That's
having
so
a rough
funny.
week. Like
know.
you started off in staff hot on Monday.
yeah, that's right.
Staff has been hot lately.
Yeah.
I know. It's like I walk in like burning up from
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But you know what I do now? Like with Lockpod, for staff meeting, I've been good at, like Lockpod. When I see something, I always put it down on my phone so I don't forget when I get to Lockpod. I do that at staff meeting now.
Yeah, we
So
don't
if
want you
I-
to forget to yell.
'Cause
at
he
us.
wants
Yeah, you want me to stop that? I
Because
imagine.
one thing that the mayor will say, Mayor Tom will say at staff, he's like, I'm not going to forget this. I want an update. So like now
Now you're
it's
screwed. Because it's in my phone.
That's right.
Now you guys are screwed. Honestly.
Yep.
So something pisses me off on a Tuesday, I put it right in my phone. So then Monday when I walk in, I'm still just as pissed off as I was that last Tuesday.
Good thing is you're. I think generally we're getting you good updates. So
You
hopefully
are.
that keeps
But
up.
like honestly, it's my job. Honestly, Jill, if I'm not gonna like challenge my department heads, who the hell is?
No, you're right.
Right? So like this isn't like a social club we're in, right? It's like I have a job to do and so do you all, and I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I'm just challenging my staff.
Well, I think what I would say is that if you're wondering if you have a mayor that cares about your city, I would say you do. Like this is like it's to the point where like Mayor Tom will come in and Tom will say, this location, this is what's happening there. Fix it. You know,
Yeah.
it's not. So he gets around the city.
I see the city more than a lot of people. Like I'm all over the place. I put most of my mileage is put on in the city. But so anyway, I started off the day getting yelled at, and it was a little bit over the top, but at the same time, there was a lot of legitimacy in what was said. I think there was I was like picturing myself as a mediator because my economic development team was working with this person and they were just not seeing eye to eye. And that's where I come in because I'm not involved in the details. And I'm sort of like, I picture myself like a mediator. Like this is where my team is. This is where my developer is. What the hell's wrong? How could I like bring these people together? Because the development that this person's talking about is amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Right. So we want it to happen. It's
Absolutely.
Just, I needed to get these two people together, and that's going to be a challenge.
Yeah. We're gonna work hard on it though.
So anyway, that was the start of my day. Now, like this is, first off, it was a 14-hour day, which, happens sometimes. Sometimes I have short days too, but this was not a short day. So I start off with that. Now, at the same time, I have another appointment at about 1:00. It's also brutally hard, involving a personnel issue and a board. So we've had this personnel issue. It's rough, and it's a rough situation on both sides. Like I understand why this person, is being disciplined. And on the other side, I understand why the person doesn't feel that they should be terminated. And it's one of those brutally hard personnel issues, and I basically challenged my board members. I said, I'm not getting involved. I said, you guys are board members for a reason. I got 5 of you. You guys know all the facts. I'm going to go by what you do. You guys literally make the decision. Tell me how you decide, and then I'm going to march forward. If you decide to keep this employee, I'm fine with that. If you decide to let the employee go, I'm fine with that, because there's legitimacy on both sides of the issue. So I had a meeting with them, and I was not super nice in that meeting either, because, I think there was a lot of sniping going on amongst the board members and the staff, and I reminded everybody we're all on the same team. But this was a shitty meeting also, and it's a shitty issue because no matter what happens, there's going to be upset people, right? It's just one of those where it's a train wreck, and it's going to happen. And I just sort of said, good luck, guys. Let me know how you vote. So I'm ready when the press calls and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that happened.
Those are never fun.
Dude. So this is literally, I had one nice lunch in between where, I was meeting with AT&T, and I know the rep, and she's a really nice person. So I had a nice little break, but
that's nice.
2 brutally hard meetings right off the bat in the beginning of the day, right? And then I had to go to a funeral. Second funeral in 2 days for a good friend of the Democratic Party, a good friend of mine, Mark Spack, who was way too young when he passed. He was in his 60s, which is way too young. And and this is the day after I went to a funeral for Dennis Hardesty, who is also a beautiful, great friend of mine who also died way too young. So 2 days in a row, funerals. And by the way, I have another one coming up very shortly. So to continue this shitty day, I have 2 tough meetings, a funeral, and then I have a public meeting, which is set up by the state over a bridge project that's extremely controversial. And as it would turn out, this was the worst meeting of my day. It was 2.5 hours long. I was the subject of most of the intense hatred, in my opinion. And I just sat there just getting called names. I'm a bully. I'm a tyrant. I hate the environment. I'm dumb. I'm,
arrogant.
Yeah. Thanks, John, for adding that. I appreciate it.
Don't forget that.
John's like, you're an asshole. I'm like, yeah, asshole. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the setup of this, right, it was interesting, though, because it was the State Department of Transportation that was coming to do a public hearing. And I thought they did a very, very good, if anything, I thought what it did was it confirmed exactly what you and the administration have been saying all along, which is the other alternatives were looked at. Here's the financing. Why would you throw away all this money that the state is funding and Norfolk Southern is paying for?
So this is a project that we have stop trains in Hessville. I know that some people don't realize what we're talking about. And this is a project where the state is giving us $10 million. The rail line is giving us $500,000, and the city of Hammond's paying like $3 million, and we're going to build a bridge that gets us over this problem.
Yeah, and only 12 projects were chosen throughout the state.
We were one.
Yeah, and we were one of the 12. Kudos to the engineering department, Dean Button, and everybody else who worked on it.
So the problem is this bridge is going to go through a natural area and result in the elimination of a couple hundred trees that will be replanted in other parts of the city. But obviously that's controversial, and there's a legitimate segment of my residency in that part of the city that says turn down the money. We don't want the free money. We don't want the bridge. We don't want the solution. We'd rather just sit here at stop train intersections because we like those trees.
Yeah, I mean, John, your family's from Hessville. You grew up in Hessville.
My dad was actually there.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you didn't see him?
No.
Yeah.
Why didn't he come up and say
Rudy
hi?
was there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, get your dad up to me and say hi.
I will.
For God's sakes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, John.
Dude,
I'm
I
sorry.
get a text from my dad, honestly, like 4
Your dad
times
likes
a
me.
week.
I know he does.
Yeah.
I'm his kind of guy. I know.
Yeah, you are. Just about the trains. I mean, he's been in Hessville his whole life. I mean, so Tom, when you say there's a legitimate base of residents that don't want this train, or the overpass, I will say there's an even bigger base that don't live in Hammond.
Right.
That were out there at this meeting. So
Oh, yeah.
keep that in mind.
Oh, true.
Because you did a poll. You did a poll there.
Mm-hmm.
That was smart, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, do me a favor. If you're Hammond resident.
Scary.
What's that? Yeah. So this is a room of, they said in the paper 100. It was probably more like 200, I thought. It was a big crowd. And it was mostly, I thought it was significantly out-of-towners. I thought it was at least 50%, right? And I said, if you're a Hammond resident, raise your hand. And then half the room raises their hand. Out of those people that raise your hand, keep your hand up if you support this bridge. And like almost every one of the ones that raised their hand kept their hand up.
Yeah, I mean,
which
that
is
had to make you
beautiful.
feel good.
It was like visual because I wanted the people to see. Listen, you're hearing from all the people that are pissed off. Because if you're happy with the project, you're not going to go up there and get slung arrows and at you, because everybody was like catcalling people like me. If you went up there to support the project, Ken and his buddies, they were like talking shit to you the whole time.
Yeah,
and,
they're like
catcalling you.
they're like heckling.
Right, heckling you, and then like clapping for theirs, and then they would boo you when you talk. It was
weird.
bullshit.
Yeah.
So check this out. So after the meeting, I go up to Ken. I'm shaking everybody's hand because I'm in the zone, dude. I'm in war mode. I'm getting attacked, so I'm like on my best behavior, dude. Right? I'm like hi, sweet to everybody, even like to Miss King, who can't stand me and I can't stand her. Hi, Miss King, how you doing? The whole thing, right? So I go up to Ken and his group, and they all hate me, right? And I shake Ken's hand. He was gentleman enough to shake my hand. He doesn't like me, but he did. And then this one lady, I was like, hi, ma'am. And she was from Highland, right? And she's like, I'm not shaking your hand.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, why? I go, because I'm building a bridge to get over stop trains. That's why you're not shaking my hand. And she's like, you don't care about the environment. I'm like, lady, you're the problem with America. And she goes, I'm the problem with America. I go, yeah.
Said that?
Yes. I pointed right at her.
That is awesome.
Fuck you. Seriously.
You're the problem.
What? I'm a dick because I'm building a bridge to get over stop trains, and I am the dick. Fuck you, lady. Right? I'm like, you're the problem. Like, people like you are why we are where we are today with America, because you're mad at me because I'm building a bridge to get over a problem.
Way, fine, you can be mad at him, but like, oh, I'm not going to shake your hand.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And I never say that to residents, and I didn't say it. But I'm saying it on Lockpod.
You can say it. Well, she's a Highland resident.
Listen, man, that's bullshit, dude. That's like, why? You can't even respect me. I'm fixing the biggest problem in Hessville, and you're mad because I live in Highland and I like those crappy trees.
And you're not sitting here saying everyone has to agree with you, because
no.
obviously you know
at least
that as
respect
mayor.
me. You think I'm like just this monster that
and
just
you're
wants
doing
to
it just to like destroy all the
Let's
trees.
wipe out these trees.
I know. We'll build a bridge.
By the way, the guy who made Hammond the trail capita of Indiana hates
right.
the environment.
Yes. Right.
Come on,
And
man.
honest to God, every
Good
sport
point,
I
John.
do in winter and in summer involves outdoor. Everything I do. I'm a mountain biker. I'm a golfer. I'm a
Skier.
cyclist. I'm a skier. I'm always in trees. I'm always outside.
Runner, you run?
This is the last alternative. This
Your
is
legs are about to fall off from your run yesterday.
Dude, what a bunch of bullshit, man. And that lady really got to me. And I was
Well,
nice.
I mean, it's just,
I did not say F you to her.
I know
but
I'm
in
sure
my
you
head,
didn't.
I said it really loud. I'm like, man, this is the problem. Like, people like her. She thinks she's doing the right thing, but really she's toxic as hell.
Yeah.
Toxic as hell. Like, people
Toxic
like you,
is
ma'am,
bad.
or what's wrong with the Democratic Party? People like you, ma'am, or what's wrong with America? Because you can't even communicate. You're like, screw you. You're not doing exactly like I want, so I'm not going to talk to you. You're the problem, lady. You are, and I feel sorry for your husband too. While we're at it, so
Nothing will be good enough for
No.
a lot of these people.
No, nothing will be good enough.
You
I
could
hope she's
say we're
listening.
planting 3 trees for every one we tear down.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
I know. This is like the best alternative we could do to fix a problem, and I don't want to talk to you.
So, John, I take it you and your family are in favor of the bridge.
Yeah, dude, are you kidding me? I grew up in Hessville. It's not even a question, And by the way, I learned a lot from that. The guy from the engineering company.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
He was.
He was
dude.
unbelievable.
They were great.
It was a half an hour of you listen. Go back and watch this, guys. If you're watching this show right now, go to Go Hammond's Facebook page. You can watch the live stream. I learned so much about. Honestly, I was shocked at the bureaucracy involved, the layers of getting
to
this
this
thing
point.
done.
Yeah.
There's environmental justice considerations, and like this thing has been
Historic
studied
structures,
more
archaeological.
than this is like the freaking Egyptian pyramids. Like that's how they're handling the situation. So if they're saying this is what we've arrived at the most ideal scenario,
Right.
get it done.
Every alternative was looked at and analyzed. Number of structures that were involved, the amount it's going to cost. to build it.
Underpass,
everything.
looked at.
Everything was analyzed, and this was the best alternative, the only alternative that we can come up with in Hessville.
Well, that's why I thought it was so important to have the state do this. I mean, of course, it's a requirement as well, a public meeting on the issue. But like you and Dean and everybody else have been saying this at like those at those public meetings, the mayor's night out.
now the state's coming in.
Yeah,
and by
it's
the way,
like saying this is exactly what
Hammond
those-
and the state aren't always on the same page.
No.
These are people that we fight with.
Sure.
And they came in and backed us up completely in front of a hostile crowd.
Absolutely. I thought it was great. John, I couldn't agree with you more. That presenter was unbelievable. That presentation was great. So if you are interested in the issue, like John said, go to the Go Hammond Facebook page. It's on there. You can watch it.
Yeah,
All right.
we got a guest waiting in the studio.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
so
right. Let's do our
why don't
ads.
we'll do some ads. And by the way, I left that meeting and drove around by myself for like a half hour with total silence. I turned my radio off and everything. Total silence.
I think you were to me. I think you were being too critical on what
sucked.
happened.
That
I thought actually it was a good meeting.
Listen, I've had worse days in the last 5 years, but I'm going to put it up there in the top 5 as the worst days in the last 5 years. That Wednesday.
Never mind.
I thought you were being too hard on yourself, but.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and when we come back, we're going to bring on Bill Carroll, who is the mayor of Lake Station. And by the way, stick around for the end of the show. We have a hilarious video to close the show out that I saw on TikTok.
I watched that this morning.
Was it great, John?
You're going to laugh. No matter which side of the aisle you're on, you're going to laugh.
It's worth sticking around till the end of the show. I'm going to blow your freaking mind with something that was on TikTok.
And
it's
just
hilarious.
a little carrot is going to be, it's about Donald Trump, so stick around.
Mm-hmm. It's worth it. Okay, so we're going to do some ads when we come back with Mayor Bill Carroll, the great mayor of Lake Station. So whether Calumet Brewing, whether you're on the golf course or just spending the day in the sun, Michelob Ultra with only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and a 4.2 ABV is the perfect beer for a summer day. Michelob Ultra brews a light lager that's worth every single sip. So no matter if you're kicking back after a long workout, a pickup game at the park, or a day out on the fairways, you're sure to enjoy this great light beer. Don't just drink it, enjoy it. Head over to Cal Brew on Facebook and find the golf bag post for your chance to win through May 12th. Want to win a golf bag? Damn it. Get on Cal Brew's Facebook page. You can win it. You can also head over to the Michelob Ultra website and social media pages for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
Powering America. Looking for a new career in 2023? Earn a competitive wage while you gain valuable hands-on experience as an electrician. Did we mention employer-paid benefits, including health insurance, pension, and an annuity? If so, visit JACT, that's JACT697.org, sponsored by Powering America.
Pow.
Thank you. Byway Brewing. It's over to you. Jill's busy.
Oh, I thought Joe was doing it.
Sorry.
I threw it down.
That's right. Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. Byway is conveniently located just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and an unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured? Are you in trouble with the law? If so, give us a call and schedule your consultation today with somebody who's in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4529. You can also call Kristen, who's actually the city attorney for the city of Hammond, part-time, and also a partner in Cantrell and Cantrell.
Smarter of the two.
Definitely, no doubt. And better looking. No offense, John.
Also agree.
Call John Cantrell or Kristen or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. That's 219-554-4LAW. 219-554-4529. John and his wife Kristen make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business. Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 54 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com, 219-933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time. Thank you to our sponsors.
Kevin's got a great voice, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Wow.
totally.
Thanks,
I
Mayor
know.
Bill.
You could tell, like, in this family, there's famous genes with speaking, right?
Yeah, totally.
Mayor Bill, how you
Appreciate
doing, bud?
that. Here we are.
I'm doing fantastic.
This
I'm
is
doing
Mayor
positive.
Bill Carroll, the mayor of Lake Station, first-term mayor. You've done your first 4 years as the chief executive of the city of Lake Station. Had a pandemic, had voted
bad thing?
best mayor. Like, all these great things happened in one term. Can you imagine if they give you 4 more years, what it'll be like, Mayor?
I'm super excited, looking forward to the next 4 years. We created a platform, and we're just building positively off that platform.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
I know.
It's not going to take, just as much as I do, you can't fix something overnight.
You came in and shocked a lot of people. Like, you basically moved to a city, worked in the private sector for a few years, ran for mayor, top office. You were on the council first? Or
No,
just ran for mayor.
Yeah, I plan on running for 2nd district, and then when the previous mayor said, "Hey, I'm not running again. You want to be mayor? You want to run for mayor?" I was like, "Yeah."
That's an interesting story too, because and I'm not trying to hog the interview. I'm sorry, Kevin.
You're good, Mayor.
It's interesting to hear
fine.
the mayor say that, because the previous mayor was Chris Anderson, right?
Correct.
And now your opponent is his brother, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Damn.
I know,
What's up with you and the Andersons?
I know, right?
You know, I got no ill feelings. This is politics. This is what's best for the city,
Right.
and I'm clearly the best one for the city.
And
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, you were voted best mayor, which is a huge honor, honestly. Like we make light of it, but there's a lot of people that voted for you, mayor.
Yeah.
I mean, you were up against me. I'm a good mayor. I've been mayor a long time. A lot of people know me, and my city's 10 times bigger than yours. And so, like, just by that fact alone, if we, you should have lost that race. But that means your resident believes in you enough to vote and call the times and vote numerous times. And you won against a much bigger city, against a mayor that's, a lot more established than you were.
Absolutely. And it was
that
a huge
doesn't happen
honor.
accidentally,
I was
buddy.
like, and then everybody thought me and you were in some kind of feud for a while. And I was like, no, I'm still alive. Listen, if Mayor
don't worry,
McDermott
buddy.
wanted me gone, I'd be gone.
I'm playing, I'm playing the long game. That's the
long
show
game?
title.
The long game?
That's our show title.
Mayor Tom plays the long game.
I'm playing the long game, dude.
You know, Mayor, I was just curious because I know, just being involved with Mayor Tom for so long, that elections can, they just are like a roller coaster, right? They you got good days, you got bad days, you're winning, and so I was just curious from you, like, given that this is your first re-elect, how does it differ from your first election?
It's completely night and day. Going into the when I won in 2020, my first term, once again I was the underdog. I'm running as the underdog again.
What?
No
yeah,
way.
because that way
You're
it pushes
running
you
like
harder.
Okay.
I got you. You're
You know
running
what I mean?
like that.
Yeah.
In
Like
your
that,
mind,
yeah,
in your
in my
mind.
mind.
You're-
in
in
my
your
mind,
I like
in my
that. I
mind,
like that.
because
you know
then-
what? Honestly, because the guy you're running against is like, is an established name in Lake Station.
Oh, absolutely, and,
So
and,
it's
and that's
it's
what
a
he's
serious-
running off of. Like,
Yeah, it's a
okay,
serious race.
I've lived in Lake Station.
Right.
Vote for me because I'm.
And Bill moved here, and I've lived here. That kind of bullshit. By the way, I haven't lived in. I wasn't raised in Hammond. I moved to Hammond.
Well, when your
I
dad
did
ran,
pretty-
that was the
Right.
take on him.
But like what I'm saying is it necessary for a mayor to be born and raised in that city? Or are you a better mayor because of that? Or are you a better mayor because you've lived other
I'll
places?
tell you this, and I remember you saying this, and you've said this on numerous occasions. And I
know
grew
what
up in
you're gonna
Hammond,
say.
right? And you said, look, having somebody that didn't grow up there, you see things in a different light. You actually see things and recognize things that people that live there their whole life
That's
just
right.
pass by every day.
It's a fact, Kevin.
I agree with you.
I agree, too.
I think it's a
Because I would look
true
at something
statement.
and I'm like, why is that there? And then somebody like Kevin would be like, that's just the way it's always
been.
Like, you can't do that, right? Why? And then they're like, I have no idea why you can't do that, but you just can't because that's the way it's always been,
And I'm
right?
sure it's
That's
same thing for you,
That's
Mayor.
the worst words ever.
Right.
That's the way it's always been.
Right.
All right. Let's look at it.
That's
How can we change it then?
That's
for the
what you
better?
battle against, and that's why you're better because you've seen other places. Honestly, I feel like I've lived in like 5 or 6 different states, all over the place in the Navy. That's an asset for me because when I came to Hammond, I'm like, what the hell? Like, why is this like this? And everybody's like,
And why can't you change this?
Right.
And why can't you make Wolf Lake green space?
That's
And
right.
why can't you do stuff up
Right.
here? I mean,
Right.
it's so true.
it's an outsider's perspective. That's an asset for you in this race.
That's how I looked at it as well, and I think the citizens as well. Not a fresh set of eyes, but somebody who doesn't carry all that. We're a small city, and everybody somehow is related to everybody in a way, which is a good thing because it sends that sense of family. But at the end of the day, I came in there and no one can say, well, my grandpa gave your grandpa a job back 30 years ago,
Right.
so now you got to hire this person
Right.
or whatever. I don't play that.
I don't play that.
stuff.
I don't play that game either.
So
man.
another thing I was curious about, Mayor Bill, is obviously as you mentioned, and as we all know in city government, things just don't get. It's not like I'm elected. It's going to be done by my first term. There are a lot of things that carry over. So like as you look forward to the next 4 years, what are some of the projects or some things that you haven't quite got done yet, but you want to do next term?
We've got so much done in such a short period of time. 61 roads being paved, never happened before.
Wow.
Replaced 6 lift stations dating back to the 70s. Things that should have been done a while ago. We focused
the
on
non-sexy stuff.
Yeah, the non-sexy stuff,
Right.
exactly.
The important
The
stuff.
stuff that's not in the paper
That's right, man.
or anything
That's
like
right.
that. But
and
that
if you don't
was-
do it, then it catches up with you in the long run.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to wake up one morning with a phone call
That's
saying,
right.
"Hey, everybody's
Underwater.
flooding."
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly, man.
sewers coming up through the water.
Exactly.
So that was a number one priority, is making sure that things are fixed. Then focus on economic development. We've got Ridge Road leading into our new dam area. We want to turn that into a huge economic development because it leads right off the expressway.
Yep.
How's your relationship with Hobart?
Oh, fantastic.
They're your neighbors, right?
Yes.
And Mayor Snedeker is a great guy, right? And now he's leaving. Are you paying attention to that race? You got to feel or like?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm just wondering.
No, absolutely.
Those two it's like Hammond and Whiting. You have to be close because you're so close.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a community,
right?
You know, without one of us, you know, we're working on Ridge Road right now, when we've combined with New Chicago, Hobart, and Lake Station.
Wow.
Because Ridge Road it's our problem. You know, it's not a state problem, but on 51, if you turn east, it's a state road. You turn west for the poorer communities, and it is up to us.
That's BS.
Local.
You know,
But you know what? It's a blessing. It's a blessing sometimes that it's a local road because you could do things that, like Munster's having problems, but they want to make Ridge Road a single lane in each direction, and one of their problems is that it's a state highway right there.
I think they're fine.
It's not?
No,
Oh,
they're
wow.
good.
So they're able to do it. See, like if we wanted to do that on the boulevard, for instance, Indianapolis Boulevard, which would help reduce semi-traffic and all that, we could do it within our power. But if it's a state highway, you're screwed. You know, so like that is a blessing, sort of, too, Mayor. Like, do you have like tons of semi-traffic and all that?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's super busy down there.
You could shut down semi-traffic on it, being a local street, and
we've done that on our main streets in Lake Station. You know, because I paved all those, so I don't want
those semis are the worst.
And
you get it so bad in Lake Station, just like we do in Hammond.
That the coming off, think they're going to save 10 minutes by getting off on Central and then heading back on the 894 off of Ripley,
tearing up your curbs, tearing up your streets.
Absolutely. So I mean, we put an ordinance right away in, and we are ticketing the semi drivers who aren't delivering in the city.
You know what we did in Hammond? We did how many signs, Kevin? Like 6,000 or
6,000. I want 5,000 or
5 or 6,000 green big signs and red big signs. And on the truck route, we're putting them up, approved truck route. And as soon as you get off, you see nothing but red. And if they go past them,
there's your big fine.
And it is a big fine. And
we got to
helps out.
We have to.
But
we got to be brutal with these guys.
Mayor Bill, I'm just looking at the chat, and Councilman Rick Long is a big supporter of yours.
And
on there,
fan of the show, by the way.
And a huge
Great
fan
man.
of our show. Thank you. He's good, and he's just pumping you up. I just want you to know he's got great things to say.
Rick I've known Rick. We got elected at the same time. He's a great councilman. He's a great guy.
Absolutely. He's a
huge
wealth
fan
of knowledge.
He's a fan of yours, bud.
He also said, "Where's his shirt?"
Yeah.
It's coming, Rick.
Yeah, I like the colors, bud.
Those
Thank
are
you.
great.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You know, obviously, I know a lot about being mayor, and I watched and paid attention to what's going on with you, and I pay attention to what's going on with Gary. And I think that it's interesting because you're running against a gentleman that was on your council, right?
Who was on the council, yes.
Right. Is he currently on the council, or
No.
he was? Okay.
He
So what was it like? Okay, so he wasn't on the council when you were mayor.
No, he was. And then he was...
What happened? Don't be nice.
Oh,
I know
well,
this
you
is
know
a
what,
leading question.
This is,
He got
there's
kicked out.
there's nothing I'm saying that's not the truth.
Agreed.
You know,
That's why I'm asking.
He was elected for the 1st district. He moved to the 2nd district and justified it by saying, well, I only moved a couple blocks out of the district.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking you that, so a district council person must, not shall, must live in the district. Yeah, shall live in the district, right? Not may.
Not me.
Shall. If you move out of the district, you forfeit your seat. You know what happens if you don't forfeit your seat in other parts of the state? I've seen people go to jail for this, Bill. Charlie White.
Secretary of State.
He was the Indiana Secretary of State. Before he was Secretary of State, he was a district councilman in the town of Fishers. But it wasn't a city at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got a divorce and moved outside of the district and continued to collect his paycheck for a couple of years.
I think the other problem he did is he voted out of there.
Yeah.
And that is what really got him in trouble.
Indicted. Sent to jail. It's like a lawyer, lost his law license, the whole thing. So, like, the guy you're running against did the same exact thing. He didn't vote, but he collected a paycheck while living outside of the district. That's stealing.
You know,
I'm saying that because I know I've seen it. I don't even know this gentleman you're running against, okay? I seen that. That happened in the town of Fishers. Charlie White. Look it up. This exact same thing. So, like, if this is true, what I'm hearing from you, that, you know, Mr. Anderson lived outside of his district and continued to collect a paycheck, I've seen people get indicted and thrown in jail for that. It just didn't happen very long ago.
You know, the head of the Democratic Party came in and said, you know, either resign or we're going to remove you. And he chose to not say anything, and they removed him.
So, what was your relationship like when he was on the council?
You know, we were good. We were good for about almost 3 years, and then you know, I said no to something, and apparently that was the first time he's been told no.
Yeah.
And then from there, it just went downhill.
Really?
You know, he grabbed 2 other people to come along board with him, you know, to believe all the, you know, that
And you
stuff.
have a 7-member council?
7-member council.
Right.
Yep.
So you got a block.
I got the majority. Yeah,
Right.
blocked everything.
4-3, though.
Yes,
You
4-3.
can't lose any votes.
No. But once again, I've always said if it's not in the best interest of Lake Station, it's not happening.
Right.
And I stuck true to that. And I don't care whose friend or family it is. At the end of the day, like I said, if it's not in the best interest and it's illegal, we're not doing it.
Did he work for his brother when his brother was judge? I saw that on his resume, and I was like,
Yeah,
because I knew his brother was judge, and he said, I worked in the Lake Station City Court for all these years, and I was like, that's weird. Your brother works for the judge?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if that happened or not.
It looked like it was. I was just doing quick math. I was like, I think while he was serving as a bailiff in the court, his brother was the judge, and if that's nepotism, I don't know if that's legal.
I was looking up Charlie White real quick while we were sitting here.
He did work in the courts. Yes.
For his brother.
Yeah.
I know, and now the weird thing is, because I'm married to a judge, as you know, the judges don't have to follow state law. They don't, because they're a separate branch, right? So, and I hear that often from my judge friends. It's like, hey, that applies to every branch except for ours. Because the legislative branch and the executive branch can't pass a law that the judicial branch has to follow because it's a conflict of interest thing, right? Is that true, Kevin?
I was, I guess... I
So,
mean, that's a great... I mean,
so
I
how
think
about
what
this?
you're saying
Let's
is
say
this.
Marissa wanted to hire me to be
Yes.
her bailiff. Okay,
Yep.
and I went in and I was her bailiff, and then
Sure.
somebody said that's nepotism, that's against state law.
No, I don't think that works.
It
I
doesn't
think
work.
I think the
Marissa would be
judiciary, in that sense, the judiciary would not have to follow state law.
So the only reason I'm saying this
That's
is
right.
so when your opponent worked for his brother in the city court, it wasn't illegal because of judiciary branch, but it's not proper in my opinion. And to me, that says if you're mayor, are you going to take the same approach as mayor and hire all your family and friends and you work for your brother.
I'm
I'm like running your campaign here, Mayor.
What will happen then? I'm positively confident, not cocky, that I will
It's
be.
good to be confident, not cocky.
Do you have any relatives working for the city?
Absolutely not.
Right.
My little
I think that's
cousin,
important.
my little cousin, and her family just moved to Lake Station. So I've got one family member on the west side of town.
Right.
But
Yeah, you don't do
you
that
don't
stuff.
hire people.
No. Who do you hire? Like, what's your? I know if you asked me that question, I'd be like, it's always Hammond residents. Like always, that's one of the things I'm always checking for.
Well, absolutely. We check for, we always advertise in Lake Station first. If we can't find anybody suitable and qualified for the job,
Then you go
then
outside.
we'll go outside. But, I want the people in Lake Station to have jobs.
That's good.
You know?
So, Mayor, if I was asking you, why should we give you 4 more years? What's the answer?
4 more years is, like I said, we've got this platform and we've got things in motion. We've got a stormwater master plan. We have, all these projects upcoming. We've got, 3 in Lake Station, huge, over $1.5 million buildings being put up in this next year and a half. It's going to be great.
Unions are all endorsing you, right?
Yes, I've got steel workers and
Nice.
local 395 iron
Nice.
workers.
Nice.
Iron workers and steel workers.
And Northern Indiana Realtors.
Nice.
Very
Uh,
good. All good
FOP.
endorsements. There you go.
FOP.
FOP was very important.
Fire department.
I was just going to ask
they
you.
don't endorse.
I see you have your hat
But
on.
you're one of them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You're a member of the department. I imagine they're supporting you.
Absolutely.
So you got police and fire, steel workers, iron workers. Who else? Teamsters out there, or do they?
No.
No.
Teamsters
Right.
and
That's a nice list.
What
Mayor.
about Randy? Never mind.
uh,
I should know the answer to the questions before I ask, right? They probably passed it
I think
up,
that's
so.
by the way, I think that's an impressive list of who's endorsing you. I think police and fire are always key.
well,
In a
and,
mayor's
That's
race,
always
absolutely
key.
important.
and public
Yeah.
safety. Once again, without that, I make sure that we have what we can afford to have. Applying for grants for body cams, applying for grants for all this stuff. We were able to just
Your
buy.
officers have body cams?
We do not, but it's something we're looking at.
Good.
It's very important in this day age. We need to make sure that our first responders are protected in the best way and have the best equipment possible.
You know what I was impressed with you by? Like, I still am. I know that recently you opened your campaign account, like within the last 6 months. Kevin, he didn't raise a penny for his campaign account the first 3.5 years he was in
Wow.
office.
Whoa.
He didn't raise a penny. He was just like, I don't want to raise money. He's like idealistic
know
like
that.
that. I do know that because I'm his friend. And like, that's just the kind of guy he is.
That's like the worst part of
It is,
of this
no
is
doubt
saying,
about
hey, I'm getting better at it. I will say that.
I was the
know?
guy that-
Good for
I was
you.
like, Mayor Bill, you need to open your
Yeah,
goddamn
yeah,
account.
he was
Like,
like,
I was
when's
like,
that
"Dude,
account open?
I
When
want to
you-"
donate
I
to you.
mean,
You need to
I-
open this account.
I was kind of like, oh man, that makes it tough on the campaign. But
Well, no, he
kudos
did.
to you, Mayor.
But you know
I
what?
mean,
But when walk on the streets, and I feel like ever since I became mayor, I never stopped campaigning. You know, I've always been out there. I'm
Right.
always on the streets. I'm, on the fire department, going to calls, and it's like I said, I never felt like I never stopped campaigning, and just going door to door. Still, this time, people are like, this is you're the best mayor we've had in a very long time.
I
You're the
agree.
most communicative mayor we've had.
I've been
in the
mayor
most
for
time.
20 years, and
It's
I've
nice
known
to hear that.
I've known all the Lake Station mayors since I've been mayor, and
yeah.
I was chairman, and I've followed your city for a long time, and I think you're a spectacular mayor. I really do.
Thank you. My heart's in the right place, and
Bill,
it's
there's
very
no
hard.
doubt- there's no
very
doubt
hard to
about it.
find that.
You're super idealistic, which is a good thing. I was idealistic at one point. I'm jaded now. Okay, it happens, right? After 20 years, you'll be jaded too.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
but Lake Station's so lucky right now because you're idealistic and hardworking, and you care about your community. They're like, this is. I wasn't operating at a high level as mayor. I almost want to say until about 6 years in office.
And I would say that, the other thing
Do you agree with that, Kev?
I would say I would give you less than that, less time. I think you were operating pretty good in your first term. By the end of your first term,
I barely won my first race.
I remember that. That was stressful. But the other thing I was going to say is, as somebody who's lived in the region my whole life, you don't hear a lot about Lake Station. But I will tell you this: when you were elected, I started noticing Lake Station's more in the news. There are articles about you. There was articles about what was going on in Lake Station, and that's something to me as a region resident was new. I think that's to your credit.
I kind of felt that I wanted to change kind of the stigmatism that Lake Station had. We are a positive, good city of hardworking people, and we needed just somebody to come in there and care, someone who was going to get their hands dirty, do whatever needed to be done, and listen to people. 90% of our job is listening.
Yeah.
That really is listening to people, trying to find an outcome. Even compromise. You got to be able to hold your composure. You need to be able to stay true to yourself.
I agree with
and
you.
not forget where you came from.
Like when in my head, when people say, like, if somebody said to me, "I'm from Portage," in my head, I automatically picture Mayor Sue. Right? If I'm from Lake Station, I automatically picture you, Mayor. That's I think what mayors are supposed to be. They're like a representation of their community. And I really think you do a good job for your community. And I think that's why I'm still around in Hammond too. It's like I'm not, I'm a little rough around the edges and I'm a little edgy, but I think that I reflect my city well. And I think once you have that symbiotic relationship, I think
sure.
that they'd be crazy to let you go.
And you're both very pro your cities. I mean, as you both get, you got to think more regionally. You got to do this. Well, that's not necessarily
laugh,
untrue, right? Because you guys both do. But in certain instances, in certain circumstances, you have to put your city first.
Of course.
It has to be.
Kevin, it's so funny. I used to hear from the old times when I first got in, it was a different regime altogether, okay? I used to hear this crap all the time. It was like when Cabela's was going on. This is before your time, Mayor. When Cabela's, there was multiple cities fighting for Cabela's. I was obviously one of them fighting. And there was this article that came out. It was like, oh, you guys just need to chill out. Wherever it ends up, it's good for the region. And I'm like, no. That's not good for me. If it ends up in Hobart, if it ends up in another city, hey, Hammond residents, be happy. It's in Lake Station, right? We're good. We're the region. That's not your job.
No.
My job is not to be regional. It's to be selfish for Hammond. You agree with that statement?
And if you can be
100%.
be regional. But in some instances, you have to be.
Selfish-
in most instances,
selfish
you have
first.
to be selfish first. And that's
I
kind
got-
of.
Do you agree with that, Mayor?
I got to take care of my people first before I
You're
can worry
the-
about
Lake
anybody
Station
else. Just
didn't
like this
say-
country needs to take care of their people
That's right.
first before we,
No, none of his voters said, Mayor Bill, I'm going to put you there, and I want you to watch out for Hammond also.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. I mean, it's also the blessing, and we've talked about this on the podcast a lot or other times, is it's a blessing and the curse of the region, right? The blessing is you've got people like you two that are fighting for your communities. The curse is that if we were all one community, you wouldn't have to worry
We'd
about
be way
stuff
more
like that.
powerful.
Yeah.
They did that on purpose at the very beginning. They cut us into 19 different pieces on purpose.
Here we are.
And then they laugh at us because we're so dysfunctional. But you cut us into 19 freaking independent pieces. What did you think was going to happen?
Everyone's going to fight for themselves.
You know what the scariest thing to them is? A united Northwest Indiana with Lake and Porter and LaPorte County all voting as a block. That's the scariest thing to anybody in the state. If we could actually ever do that, which would be nearly impossible because we're so fractured, but if we can ever unite like that,
It's like, what is it?
we would own the state.
26th, 30th biggest city in the country or something like that?
We would own
right?
the state. Oh, no, yeah.
I
If
forget
we
the
made,
number.
if we make
Lake County all
Lake
one.
County one city,
one city.
it would have been bigger than Miami.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to
Bigger
think
than
about.
Miami?
Bigger than Miami with population.
Bring on the
wise.
beaches.
right?
Mayor, thanks for coming in. I know you've got
Yep.
an election Tuesday. Wish you all the luck. And everybody out there, if you haven't early voted, it's still available today till 3 o'clock, on Saturday till 3 o'clock. and on Monday till noon. Tuesday, polls are open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. What's the closest early voting site out in Lake Station?
Hobart at the the police station.
All
Have
right.
you voted yet?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Where'd you vote?
Hobart.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
going to
me and
mention,
Mikey did.
You don't. By the way, if you're from Lake Station or anywhere in Lake County, of course, you can vote at any of the early vote sites.
I voted in Crown Point for
There you
Hammond,
go.
for
See?
Hammond races.
Yep.
Right.
So please take advantage of early voting and definitely make sure to vote either way. And,
Absolutely.
Mayor
Just
Carroll,
get out and
Good
vote.
luck, Mayor Bill.
You know.
If we want to help you out, where could we find, like, if I wanted to donate to you, is it committee to, like, Bill Carroll?
Friends of Bill Carroll.
Friends of Bill Carroll.
Friends of Bill Carroll.
Okay.
There you
Is
go.
there an Act Blue or anything, or is it just check still?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There you
All right.
go.
Thank you, Bill
Awesome.
Carroll.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Looking
Mayor.
forward to bringing you on when you win your reelection.
Absolutely, and I look forward to being here for another 4 years. In order to have consistency, you need to have just not a 4-year mayor, a 4-year mayor, a 4-year mayor.
That's right.
I have proven to the citizens of Lake Station I am here for the right reasons,
Good for you, buddy.
and they see that.
They've
So,
invested in you, and
Absolutely.
and you've acquired 4 years of knowledge. It'd be silly to throw that away and start over again. So,
Absolutely.
Good luck, Mayor Bill.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your
ladies and
support of
gentlemen,
Lockpod.
it's
Thank
Bill
you.
Carroll, the mayor of Lake Station, running for re-election. Don't forget to vote. Tuesday is election day where we live, so make sure you get out and vote. Like Kevin said, you could vote now early, or if you wait till election day, you got to vote in your polling place.
Please
Jill,
get out and vote.
Thanks, Bill. Jill, great to see you. Thanks for help with the Shante and Jill World Drop. It's great to see you on the show. Your first episode of season 9.
How many episodes are we doing this season?
We always make it
Many.
around 25.
25?
25.
Many.
We made it so that
TBD.
almost every season is 25. Jay Vez, thank you. And I know we're closing out with this Donald
We
Trump.
have to, right?
This is freaking hilarious, Mayor Bill. You got to see this.
My mom's going to love it.
Have you seen? Yeah. Hi. So want to say hi to your mom? I know she's listening. She
Yep.
was your inspiration, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
She's got her SciAdex out,
No.
so she's freaking out about not being here for election
We love
day.
you at Lockpod.
This
So,
is
Kevin?
a TikTok from Bill Maher.
I found this.
that the mayor
This is.
found.
We're gonna close out as it's playing. You definitely want to stick for this. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Bill, again. And we're
Thank
gonna
you,
close
guys.
out to Donald. To Bill Mayer talking about Donald Trump. This is Tom McDermott signing out from Lockpod. Enjoy the video. See you guys on Tuesday.
New rule, someone has to take Donald Trump aside and let him know that when he's dancing, he looks like he's jerking off 2 guys at once. And Don, you're a Republican. You only need to jerk off 1 guy.